going on, man? Charlie in the box. Check it out. Look at what I got in my box today. Is a bunch of boxes. It seems like common sense stopped at the United States borders when it comes to economics. Like our government has an unlimited supply of credit, or if nobody wants to let us borrow it, we'll just print it. And most Americans think there's no accountability for it, or they're not going to be accountable for the debt they're accruing in Washington. But you know what? I'm sorry to tell you, that's not the way it goes. Check this out. Okay, look at it. First of all, we start the United States government. The government spends more money than it brings in. The United States government gets its money from the private sector, from jobs that the small business community generates or private entities generate. But, like I said, they spend more money than they bring in. Check this out. Okay, first we got welfare. Some people are time in need and they need a little bit of help. So they go to the government for that. But a lot of people, they take advantage of this. Why? Because they want a free ride. I have some kids, I get a bigger check and I don't need to do shit, I sit on my ass. But look at this one. Okay, now we got unemployment. Unemployment, you work in the United States, you put a little bit of, they take a little bit out of your check weekly, and they save it for you, so if you get unemployed, they give you a check when you need some money because there's no work for you. But some people would rather be on unemployment because, hey, I make as much money as you do and you're working. Yeah. Okay, now we got disability. Some people on the job, they get hurt. So, hey, what am I supposed to do? Well, they go to the government for some money because you know what, I got hurt at work. You know what, dude, when you took that job, working wherever you did, in the line of working, sometimes you get hurt. You know what I'm saying? You can't expect somebody to always pay you something when you fell off that down ladder, or you cut yourself, or you put your hand in that chopper. Alright, next we got Medicare. Some people can't afford the medical costs in the United States of America because a Band-Aid costs $50. An emergency room visit costs $3,000. An ambulance ride costs $5,000. But luckily, for us United States citizens, our government reformed healthcare, and that's all not going to happen anymore, right? Okay, now we got Social Security. Social Security is something like unemployment. They're going to take out $160 a month out of your pocket. But at the end of all this, your United States government is promising you $900. Where all this money comes from, where our United States government spends, is freaking outstanding, and I wish I had a money tree like they do. Okay, now we got vets that went to war. And in the course of fighting for our freedoms, they get hurt. So we need to take care of those soldiers when they come home, because you know what, they're standing up for our freedoms. But just like the rest of you, they got a little problem with this. All those vets that sign up to go to war for fight for our freedoms, they're crying when they come back post-traumatic war syndrome. What were you thinking you were signing up for when you decided to join the freaking army? Come on, man. Alright, now we got the next government worker. Wherever you're at, working for the government, back in the days, this was stability, this was longevity, this was guaranteed. Because you know what, they paid their workers a lot more better than people in the private sector. You get paid double working for the government than you would do over here. And all the benefits and all the extras. Because you know what, it feels good and it sounds good. But where do they get the money for all that? Okay, now we got unions. See, most unions, a lot of unions, they go through the government or the state for their bids or their jobs. And if your union takes the bids or the jobs from your state government, your local city government, or the federal government, your union's in this boat too. Okay, now you got the states. California, where I'm at, is a prime example of this. In the state of California, they spend out so much money through their unions, SSI, welfare is a big thing in California. Freaking disability, unemployment, and all the illegal aliens we let over because we're a sanctuary city, state. So our state needs money from the federal government just to sustain itself. If they didn't pay us money, it would just fall. Wow. The last one is you. If you're not in any of these right here, this is you. If you depend on your federal government or your state government to live, to eat, to sleep, to buy your clothes, to feed your family, to whatever, and if I let you out, this is you. See, look, in the private sector, it's like this. It's a small little thing because we don't manufacture anything anymore in the United States of America. It's tiny, dude. And it's shrinking as you know it. With the more laws and stuff that they implement on companies and taxes, what do you think is going to happen to this country? Where do you think all our jobs are going? They're going overseas, and it's on purpose because of what your politicians are doing. They're spending all this. Our politicians got us to where we're at today, and it's because of our actions, neglecting our responsibility as United States citizens to uphold our Constitution. It's our fault this has happened. But see, the good thing about all this, all good things come to an end. And then eventually, in the United States of America, like everywhere else in the country, Greece, Europe, it all falls. And there's going to be a day when this all comes to an end. But it's because of our actions, America. Do you honestly think a government could print out $1 trillion, generated from nowhere, just by typing a few keys in a computer, and there goes $1 trillion into the market system? Do you think by your federal government getting off the gold standard, that didn't affect your currency as United States citizens? Do you think as United States citizens, this is going to last forever? I'm sorry to tell you, where we're at is because of the actions of politicians done, and we as Americans let this happen. So, you have the money for Medicare? Do we have the money to keep giving people unemployment for 2 years? Is that government job that secure anymore? And is your union depending on your government to sustain itself? America, I'm sorry to tell you, what's happening in Greece, what's happening in Europe, in Italy, and in France, and in every other country, it's going to happen in the United States. Common sense and economics don't stop at our borders, people. But that's up to you to educate yourself to understand what's really happening in this country. You could keep putting your head in the sand and letting this keep happening. But you know what? You're going to get run over. So wake up and smell the coffee, people. If you're not doing everything in your power to restore this country, you're doing everything in your power.